Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me today is Peter Londa. He is the president and CEO of Tantalus Systems Holding. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is GRID on the TSX. And Peter will be presenting at our upcoming in-person investor conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase, happening April 25 through 27, 2023 at the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. For more information to register and see the Tantalus presentation, please go to planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Peter, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm great, Robert. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just looking forward to Vegas, that's for sure.
I don't blame you. Me too.
So we actually did a long form due diligence interview together about 7 to 8 months ago. So for those that may have missed that, go to our YouTube channel. I highly recommend checking that out because we really dig into the full story of Tantalus. And for our purposes today, we're going to do kind of a quick snippet to better understand where the company is at now and where they're going for 2023. So
sure,
Peter, to start us off, for those that, again, that may have missed that interview or your presentation at our virtual event that we did back in December, can you give us that quick overview of the company and then we'll go from there?
Absolutely. So Tantalus is a technology company. We like to say we're a pure play investment opportunity for investors that are interested in focusing on the substantial upgrades that are unfolding across the electric utility industry to their distribution grid infrastructure. What we do is we help utilities take the distribution grid, which is everything from the substation down to the home, sometimes referred as the last mile, even though it's longer than a mile. And we're taking that distribution grid, we're deploying edge computing capabilities that deliver distributed intelligence for utilities to collect and analyze data from a variety of different devices. And based on that data, running that through our software, enterprise software and data analytics tools with some AI capability to really make much more prudent decisions on how to improve the efficiency of the grid, the reliability, and the resiliency of the electric grid that we all rely on every single day. So we refer to that as digitizing the distribution grid. It categorizes under something called the smart grid industry. And to that end, we support 270 utilities today, predominantly in the United States.
Very good. So, Peter, let's get an update. What would you say are some of the company's highlights since the last time we did an interview together, that one 7, 8 months ago? So, love to hear the key highlights there.
Yeah, so we just recently shared our Q4 and 2022 audited financial results. And I'll start there. Our revenue profile grew 23% year over year. We delivered $39.6 million US, even though we're on the Canadian Stock Exchange or the TSX. I'd remind investors that we report in US dollars. So just under $40 million US of revenue, which was up 23% year over year. As you come down the income statement, we had an increase in our gross profit margin from 45% in 2021 to 48% in 2022. So despite all of the inflationary pressures and supply chain constraints of building our smart edge computing devices and then rolling out software and analytics that come with those devices, we saw our gross profit margins increase. We were EBITDA positive slightly, $100,000 in Q4 on $12 million of revenue, which was a record revenue in a quarter for our company. And ultimately, for the last 6 months, we're kind of EBITDA neutral. We did share that we've been making significant R&D investments strategically to bring a brand new product into the market. We refer to that as our TRUsense Gateway, which is a first to market mover advantage for us. And so because of that direct investment coupled with a small acquisition of a software company, we were EBITDA negative for the calendar year of $2.4 million US. We enter this year with $6 million of cash on the balance sheet, strong position, good visibility into 2023, and expect another strong year of growth year over year. So, user community, in addition to the financial results, Robert, user community scaled by another 18 utilities, coupled with the acquisition that we made. We now are at over 270 utilities and growing. Recurring revenue as we go into this year also increased year over year. In 2020, Two, we entered the calendar year with $7.2 million of recurring revenue. We are entering 2023 with $9.8 million of recurring revenue. So over 30% growth year over year in the recurring revenue for our business. That visibility is driving us to confidence, and certainly seeing the benefits of some stimulus dollars flow to utilities to buy more stuff from us.
Very good. And then Peter, you kind of alluded to my next question a little bit here, but in your opinion, from what you can tell us, what would you say are the primary value catalysts now for 2023? I would imagine it's some of this new product that you've been developing in 2022 now going to market.
Yeah, so we still see within our core competencies, which are show and tell. This is the edge computing device that we build. More often than not, it's integrated under the face of a meter. But that same edge computing capability goes into a variety of different devices that utilities deploy from the substation to the home or building. Excuse me. And so we continue to see increased urgency of utilities to upgrade the distribution grid, particularly as they are confronted with extreme weather events that are unfolding across the United States, unfortunately, and the anticipated impact electric vehicles are going to have on the grid. And most investors are thinking when they look at the EV world and the battery space, they're not considering the impact on the electric distribution grid. So every time someone plugs in an EV to charge, it impacts the meter, it impacts the power lines, it impacts the transformers on poles, it impacts the circuits, it impacts the substation in the aggregate. And so we're seeing utilities move aggressively to prepare for the adoption of EVs and get ahead of the impact it's going to have on the reliability of the grid. So that's one big catalyst for us here in 2023. Incremental to that, Robert, to your point, we shared earlier this month that we have completed the alpha testing of our new product category called the TRUsense Gateway. It not only does all the good things that we do today, it adds power quality measurement, Wi-Fi for the utility to go behind the meter and directly connect to EV chargers, smart appliances, circuit breakers, inverters for rooftop solar, and batteries. It's the first time utilities will have their own dedicated and reliable network into the home with homeowners' permission, obviously, to connect to those devices. And we're also enabling a number of utilities to expand the return on investment to fiber to the home to deliver broadband services. So it's sort of four birds with one stone. We completed alpha testing. We announced that 2 weeks ago. We are awaiting UL certification, which is a safety standard for the utility industry. We expect, as we shared on our earnings call, to be in field trials later this summer and into the fall. We are hoping to have the first two versions of our TRUsense Gateway product family commercialized and available for sale at the end of the year. And so we'll start to see orders from the TRUsense Gateway and revenue that converts in 2024. I'd add the TRUsense Gateway we've shared publicly. We view this as a $1 billion opportunity that we have identified that ties to 8 utilities that are members of an advisory committee that are testing this product and designing it with us, and an influx of utilities that are reaching out to us in advancement of potentially making investments in our technology. So we see we're at 2023 is a great inflection point for us, and we think creates a very compelling investment thesis for investors at this point.
Very good. You actually hit on to my next question, because as I introduced you at the very beginning, you're going to be presenting at our conference coming up in Vegas, April 25 to 27. You'll be participating one-on-ones. So, we're putting this on your company profile page. What would you say are those 3 reasons that, and you kind of alluded to them already a little bit, but what would you say are those 3 main reasons that folks should want to take a one-on-one with you at the conference?
Yeah, so for investors still looking to put money to work in the micro and small cap space, tech sector. First and foremost, we are selling.
They are still
they're
doing.
still looking. I hope.
Okay,
So assuming they're coming to the conference, they're looking to put money to work. So assuming that's the case, giving you a hard time there, Robert. Assuming that's the case, when you think about the macroeconomic environment, our customer base is, I wouldn't say recession proof, right? But utilities spend money. They're either regulated to spend money or they have the money through delivering electricity that doesn't go away when economy starts to shrink or contract. And so we think we're a pretty compelling thesis in the current market, especially given the fact that our customer base is the electric utility, right? And we have a lot of them that are buying stuff from us today with plans moving forward. So that's one. Second, we have a pretty substantive business today at $40 million of revenue, attractive gross profit margins, increasing recurring revenue, sort of EBITDA neutral, if you will, for the last 6 months. And what we shared is we expect to be EBITDA positive this calendar year for the full year, maybe not every quarter. And so relative to the current share price and market cap, we think that this is a very compelling entry point for investors that are interested in the digitization or investing behind upgrades to the electric grid infrastructure. And the third reason I'd say is sort of tangentially to other investment theses. If investors are tracking minerals, batteries, and the electrification of transportation, I'd say come talk to me, because you can electrify transportation and simultaneously decarbonize the utility industry without massive upgrades to the grid. That's what we do. That's what we're focused on. And so if you've got investors that are thinking about how they play the EV wave beyond just Tesla, Rivian, and some of the automobile manufacturers or mineral companies that go into the batteries, we're really a nice complement to that. If folks believe in the adoption of electrification for transportation, that's going to impact the grid, and that's what we're focused on helping utilities resolve. So those would be three macroeconomic play, a substantive business play relative to current market cap, and the revolution that's unfolding with the electrification of vehicles.
Very good. Well, Peter, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Tantalus?
Yeah, come on to Tantalus.com, www.tantalus.com, Tantalus. We have an investor landing page there that not only shares the 4 research analysts that cover us today, so you can reach out to them with email addresses included, but you'll see our most recent earnings presentation. You'll see our most recent investor presentation. You'll see other press releases that we have shared since our update with you, Robert, several months ago. You'll also can dig in and learn a little bit more about the products that we offer to the utilities that we serve.
Very cool. Well, Peter, thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Vegas.
Looking forward to it, Robert. Thanks.
Thank you.